I don't know why he's trying to get to the other side. Is he getting chased by something, or he's like, I got a doe over there I got to get to ASAP?
There's another recent one,
I was hoping you'd have a better answer than that.
There was another one that I showed Jordan recently where a deer, I don't know if you guys saw this, jumped
in the
over.
truck?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was incredible.
That jumped over the whole driveway and ended up in the bed of the truck. Yeah.
So it's mating season. And so maybe there was they call it a hot doe on the other side, like one ready to breed. He's like, I got to get there ASAP.
I don't recall jumping that high. Anyway.
Yep. Well, it's all about love.
Yeah, that's a lot of love right there.
All right, you guys, you can go on, enjoy your Friday.
Happy
Jump
Veterans Day,
right into it. Be careful of the deer crossing the road.
Getting you ready here for the big events in your neighborhood.
The Weather Channel has you covered from coast to coast. And I mean, literally from coast to coast here, we've got a series of storms moving on in, although it's going to take a long time. For now, it's really the West Coast that gets in on this first system.
Yeah, they're going to get it. Absolutely. We're going to be talking about the entire West Coast getting in on this, the interior areas too as well. But how about the fall temps that may be heating up in the contiguous 48? Winter weather setting records in other parts of the U.S. as well. So it's been a big difference here in what we've been dealing with. You head up into Alaska, and they've been dealing with...
Well, that's California with the snow. Oh, that is Anchorage.
Okay,
good.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Piling of snow.
Whoa, yeah. I mean, it's record-breaking, actually. We had 9 inches on Wednesday and then picked up another 9 inches plus in some spots here. Daily records back-to-back. I mean, it's a lot of snow for us here.
It really is. The flip side, though, the rest of the country feeling more like spring and in some cases kind of summer-like with what is ahead for some of us. We've gotten this cool down, but we're going to bump up a notch in a few spots.
Yeah, the cool down is not long lasting, and it's not super cold, as you heard us talking about yesterday. There's no Arctic air to be found.
None at all out there. Well, active times coming into spots that need the activity. We're talking about some of that rainfall in the southern tier. We've been watching it move from Texas into now a bit of the mid-Atlantic down into the lower Mississippi Valley. I mean, these are areas of rain that we haven't seen a whole lot of over the last several months.
Yeah, so much excitement actually to get that rain out there in the southeast, considering how dry it has been. We'll talk more about how long this will last coming up.
Well, you know, it may be
Now, we got a quick peek at California where the wet season is about to kick off. Clear skies today from Mammoth Mountain here to San Francisco. What a weekend we've got shaping up for us. But it's all about to change next week. Rain, elevation snow, all headed your way. Get ready, Mammoth. We're going to be piling up on here on this base, and especially as we go through the week and we see the colder air come in. So to start, let's talk San Francisco and Bay Area and rainfall. The weekend, good. We're not even showing you that because you got some great weather. Use this weekend to maybe clean out your gutters or put new wipers on your car because we've got rainfall coming in, and that starts on Tuesday and chances through Friday and potentially even beyond that too. We've got a pretty complex series of systems that are lined up ready to go here across the Pacific Northwest. It all starts, for now we've got some active weather in Alaska. We showed you that snow up there. We're getting some of that all the way down into Washington as well. We actually have to extend back over into the Western Pacific to see the big storm, the big low that's eventually going to travel that same route and come down and get us and affect us across the West Coast. So we've got a lot lined up here ready to come on in. For now, it's some rain that we're going to see into parts of Washington, and that will accelerate as we get through the weekend, spreading down the coast into next week. Rainfall here could be heavy at times. This is an atmospheric river, but it's not like a Pineapple Express. It originates back in the Western Pacific here and takes a northern route here over the northern Atlantic. And so there's going to be moisture. It's not that subtropical moisture, though, that we think of when we think of a Pineapple Express or anything like that. So we will get some heavy rainfall, but hopefully it shouldn't be that bad. Some pockets of heavy rain potential. We'll have to watch out for problems. The kind of atmospheric river that we're looking at, though, is like a Category 1 or Category 2. And so that's usually very beneficial. It starts coming in again Tuesday with that rain spreading down through the Bay Area, Wednesday into SoCal, and throughout Thursday, Friday. Now you can kind of see how we get into some colder air and the snow levels dropping. We see that over the Sierra. For travelers, heads up for that getting into Thursday and Friday. Still more moisture in place here, right? That pattern is not really changing. We keep it going. Both models showing us rainfall across this area. Alex here. They've been back and forth on who's showing the most here. I think what's key is that we have agreement that we're going to get some rain and we're going to get mountain snow, especially through the middle to the end of next week.
Absolutely. Maybe a bit different than sitting in the stands
For sure. We want all the stories. And I have to imagine it's super fun to,
I mean, think about when we were all kids, right? We kind of messed around in the rain and the mud and the snow and all that good stuff. Yeah.
I mean, even watching. So if it's going to be rainy, that's one thing. But if you're dressed for it, it can be fun.
It can be
fun.
All
have the weather be part of the story.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Of course, it's always fun to see how the teams handle that, the weather conditions too.
Yes.
All right, well, all you have to do is head to X as well as Threads. Send us your...
So many people, have commented on, wow, it's finally raining. What is this?
Exactly. And even though we will be dealing with this heading into the weekend, I don't think there's anyone complaining about the fact that there's some rain coming in because it's been so very dry.
Yeah. All right. So we'll talk about that because now all of a sudden we got a rainy stretch coming in for some cities, not for everyone in the South. So that's what I want to show you, how we're going to watch the weather this weekend here in terms of the rain, watch it play out into next week as well, and the pattern that's setting up. As we look ahead to what's coming our way, places like Jackson, Mississippi, again, we've been hot, we've been dry. Our temperatures were in the upper 80s this week. It had a very summer feel to it. To more species of birds than any other national park, 450 to be exact. That's more than 50% of all the birds in North America.
Wow. Now, Big Bend, also referred to as Texas's gift to the nation. It's been home to people as far back as 6500 BC. The park had about 581,000 visitors back in 2021. It became our country's 27th national park in June of 1944.
It's big. It's the size, it's bigger than Rhode Island, actually. Wow. Think about that.
Okay, that is impressive.
It's like seeing a whole state. Well, let's talk about the weather that has affected the park. Big Bend is famous for its views, though, and on a clear day, the National Park Service says that you can sit at the headquarters and see the mountain peaks 80 miles away.
Wow, that's impressive, although... Right now, not so quite clear, so you're not seeing much at all. The highest summit, more than 7,800 feet above sea level. There's also a weather station here, which can update you on the temperature as well as the air quality.
It's also known for its dark skies. I think the darkest across the lower 48 officially.
Nice. So that's a spot to get away from the light pollution.
If you had clear skies, it would be great for sky gazing.
Yeah, not looking so great for that here. Over the weekend, we got some rain shower activity for the early part of the day. Gray skies continuing Saturday, and then Sunday, introducing more rain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we need it. So sorry if this is your weekend to go. And this is a great time of the year to go, actually, because it does get pretty hot out here in the summertime.
Yeah, so at least temperature-wise, not too bad.
Yeah. Well, there's 7 more Fridays in the year with the Caribbean and the West Indies.
That's pretty cool.
How it happened.
That's pretty cool.
We're watching it.
Well, we are here to help you make your way through the mid-morning hours, getting you ready for the big events in your neighborhood.
The Weather Channel has you covered from coast to coast. This weekend, I would say enjoy your weekend on the West Coast because that's about to change. The rainy season is beginning. In a big way.
Exactly. Expect some soggy weather there, but also expecting some soggy weather along the Gulf Coast. And these are some areas that they're like, bring it. We don't care if it's the weekend. Bring the rain because it's been just so crazy dry.
And all the heat that we've seen is going away for now, but it's not like Arctic air is replacing it here. Well, we're going to show you how temperatures actually start warming up again next week.
Absolutely, indeed. Those record-setting temperatures that we had to deal with there. How about some issues in the northern tier? How about into Alaska where the snow really added up, having to plow it away?
I mean, look at this. This is a lot of snow for Anchorage, especially this early in the season. We set records, daily record on Wednesday, 9 inches. Then we did it again with another 9 inches the next day. I mean, there were spots with more than 2 feet of snow.
Whew. So where's the snow? I think we found it.
We found it. Yes.
The rest of the nation feeling more like spring or summer with what is ahead. And of course, as we mentioned, some of the active times out there to areas that need it, seeing the rain shield spreading from the mid-Atlantic down to parts of the Gulf Coast. And there's going to be more of this year working through the weekend and into early next week.
There is a Pacific connection to this rain that we have in the southeast. It actually extends all the way back here into like the subtropical region. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of moisture coming in, a big change in the pattern.
Huge. Well, it may be a football weekend, but Mother Nature is playing no